Brilliant weekend of racing action. Not only have we got the speedsters in what I've heard this week described as the best jumping track in the land going around at Sandown, we've got the national fences in action once again at Aintree. So the stayers and the speedsters are winging around Sandown and up in Merseyside. The boys are back as well, trying to find you a few winners. 8 races we've got to look at. How excited are you, Joel Ross?
I'm extremely excited. As our new policy is, no waffle. I'm not going to waffle, but I'm never going out again. I'm 48. I'm never going out again. And for the first time ever, that's not vodka. That's water. You don't want to hear us waffle. You want winners.
Drink and gamble responsibly, people. Yes, he sounds a bit worse for wear, Frankie.
He does, yeah. Not quite the stayer of old, hey, Joel?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yes, he's feeling a bit worse for wear, and obviously more into the veteran stage. Now, that's fair to say. Right, boys, let's crack on because I want to start with the Punters qualifier at Sandown. It's the 120. You're right, Joel. No waffle. Obviously, the talking horse a couple of weeks ago was Supremely West. He's in kind of the same opinion. It's a case of probably trying to preserve his mark to the festival, you would imagine. Kiki Joe, I was impressed with him at Cheltenham. Is he your pick, or where else are you going?
Joel.
Supremely West. I thought you might be right about the Cheltenham Festival, but I thought today might be the day as well because Willie's now coming out, and the Willies are coming out, and they're probably going to need the run this time of year. He's not massively impressive when he runs them over. The good things normally get beaten, but Can's what, million a bit ahead. Wants his trainer's title. This is Supremely West that was that Harry was pulled in for, wasn't it?
Round the inside. Round the inside. Why did he do that? I believe it's because the horse likes heavy ground. So Harry had ridden winners on the outside, so he rode it on the worst ground possible because that's what you do as a professional jockey. Supremely West all day long for me. It might finish out the back, but I don't think they dare do that again. Okay, Supremely West then. Frankie?
Yeah, I kind of know what you're saying, Joel, in the sense that there's only so many times you can, go off fav or be fancied and look like the best horse but not win a race. So I kind of started there. The only thing that's held me back is just having a look at last year's Potemkin, and the sort of top 5 were rated 131, 135, 129, 136, and he's at 138 already. So obviously you can win a Potemkin off, into the 140s, obviously, but Will they be cautious of that? Potentially. So I'm going to give Chasing Fire a shout. He was second to Imposed Toir at Aintree, and we've seen what he's done since. Obviously, Imposed Toir won as he liked that day, but I still think Chasing Fire ran a decent race, and under the Sean Bowen drive, I'd say he'll certainly be in the shake-up anyway. But yeah, I can see the case, obviously, for Supreme West. He's going to win one at one point, isn't he?
Yeah, okay. You're just going to turn to Jason Weaver, William Haggis, aren't you and Ollie Murphy? Let's see what you go for in the.
I think bar this race, I think looking through the card, I've seriously caught the Scout and Bug.
Okie. All right then. Does that mean Be Aware in the Henry VIII? Did you pick them?
It does. I think at that price, or Lulamba's price more, I'd be happy to take him on. You get a feel for horses, and look, he's obviously all class, but sometimes you just watch a horse race and you wonder, have they fully matured and toughened up, and is there an angle for them just to get sort of out battled? And I don't know if he is big and tough enough for a proper assignment yet. He's won brilliantly and looked stylish over fences, but Be Aware is certainly no mug, and I think he's a really attractive price. He's a horse that's had a lot more racing. He's gone through the ranks. He's progressed nicely, and we don't know where his ceiling is. So, I think it's all aboard the scouting train. Be Aware.
Okay. What about you, Joel? Do you agree, or are you on the Lualamba train?
I just thought Be Aware at a hard race at Cheltenham. What was that, only 3 weeks ago? Something like that. July Flower won that race. Lalamba gets a £6 allowance, highest rated in the field. But I just thought it was a little bit short. So with Jason Weaver and Frankie being predictable, I wonder where might be going. No, genuinely, lump sum, and there's one bit of form where he smashed Jax Jr., who's won since, smashing Jericho de Repene by 12 lengths. I think Sam originally had 2 in this. He was talking the horse up on the radio as well. And I thought against the Fav, I mean, look, we can both sit here and go for the Fav, and if it bolts up, then great. but I just thought lump sum.
Oh.
So reverse forecast, be aware, lump sum.
Yeah,
taking on Lalamba. You as well,
yeah,
Matt.
and I can see why, because these are no mugs, these horses. It's all about, for me, it's all about, all right, he did it nice in Exeter, but it's all about reputation for him, where, these are also excellent hurdlers who've, although be aware, won impressively on Chasing Dave. You may have bumped into one in July Flower, and you're right, did have a hard race. And lump sum beat a nice one in Jacks Jr. So they are very good horses taken on. And I think at the price that they are at present, I think you're not in the wrong ballpark. Right, we move on to the 225, a 2 mile handicap hurdle. We didn't see him at Cheltenham in the Great Wood. We didn't see him at Ascot. What does Joel make of Knickerbocker Glory at Sandown?
I think this is outstanding. Been nicely backed as well. Was 4s earlier this week, into about 9-4 now. And if you just look at that record fresh, in 2022, won first time out, won out since. 23, same again. 24, won the race, and then now since. We'll make all soft ground. I think it's still an absolutely knocking bet at 9-4. Absolutely love this as a bet.
£6 higher than when winning it 12 months ago, Frankie?
Yeah, I'm hoping weight's the difference as well for a lean Harry Cobden getting down to 10-3. I wouldn't say it does that too often. Affadil he rides. He was third in the Imperial Cup. Didn't do a whole lot on his comeback, but you'd give him that if this was the plan to come back here, which I'd imagine it is. Horses for courses and all that. And yeah, I'd say Cobden will be working hard to get down to a nice low weight, ready to ride Affadil. It's a proper race, this, though, isn't it? You could fancy half the field. They're all, they've all got chances, all good handicappers, and I think it'll be a good race to watch, certainly. But yeah, Affadil and a lean Cobden.
I think it's notable as well, just to mention, it happens a lot at Sandown and I think Leicester as well, is that with the hurdles track being on the flat course, which they water, of course, in the summer, it is predominantly a lot softer on that track than it is on the chase track here.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that almost sucked me into Metier, who is off an attractive mark. I think he's 133. He was obviously up into the mid 140s, and he loves soft ground. But I kind of went back through his form, and you think maybe he doesn't love his job as much as he used to. So I've left him alone. But you're right, it's soft, and it can be a long way home as well, can't it? You've got to bide your time.
Certainly have, right, but it is better ground on the chase course, and that is where we see the fastest chasers in the land go head-to-head in the 2025 running of the Tingle Creek. A brilliant renewal. We've got Willie sending one over, Ilite Tomp, who obviously beat John Bon in the celebration. Loda Sud beat John Bon, of course, at Cheltenham. John Bon then going for his hat-trick in this race. You've been sided with the Skeletons, Frankie. Are the budgie smugglers on for the Tingle Creek?
Oh, I'd love them to be. I'd love them to be. How good was Loda Sud at Cheltenham? I just don't know why Ilete Tomps has not gained stardom yet. Why is that? He was beaten the Arkle by Gaelic Warrior and was it Founder 50 in second, and then has won every race since. I surprised myself just having a look back at his form. He's done everything that he possibly could have, and for some reason we don't really talk about him as a star. He doesn't get any sort of accolades. So I went round the houses a bit on this race. It's a cracker, John Bon's the reigning champ of this race, albeit he's been beaten by the other two. Loda Sud was wildly impressive, but Ilete Tomps hasn't lost a race since the Arkle, and he's beaten John Bon here. He's won here last time. I think it's his to lose, really.
Frankie goes for the odds on Jolly Shock, Joel. No, I'll give you that because you did duck Little Lambert. Joel?
Well, looking at the race that Loda Sud won last time, beating John Bon, which wasn't his running, didn't look fit, jumped all over shop. Liberty Hunter was unseated. And then I think it was Harry Skelton came out and said, look, this horse is so much better, £7 better when fresh. I think these are the wrong way around. I think it's got a touch of the fighting fifth here. There's two horses that you couldn't give a chance to. Is John Bon not pulling you in at 4-1, 9-2? Cheek pieces on first time. Is he just a little old? The stats are against him. He's finished first or second in all of his races, even though last time he should have finished third. Illitom's. Right, look. He's going on the 5-timer here. I think there's one more in John Bon. Sandown is, honestly, genuinely, I think it's the It's the track that he loves. And if he wins it, you're never getting that price again, are you? I mean, you can laugh all you want. It's a bit like the Lambert earlier on.
I'm just hear you talking. You're talking yourself into it and out of it at exactly the same time.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those. It's one that you would sit out and actually sitting here at home, and it's it'll be a tenner on John Bonnet, 4-1, 9-2, or something like that, and just hope for the best. But a bit like the Lambert, you would not be surprised if that horse won and Ilite Tom won as well. I mean, but I'm not putting in a double because I think they're a little short. Come on, and also John Bond, how many races has he got left?
Who knows?
I do agree that the Fav is a bit short for how competitive it is. I just find the other two sort of hard to back as well. And
we said earlier on, is it the Willie time yet? We talk about Venetia time, but a lot of the time he's bringing over these good things, and a lot of the time they're getting smashed as well. And if you're looking over the weekend and you're looking for an odds-on shot or something close to even money as a price boost or something, with all the racing this weekend, with the football, with every other sport, there's much better even money shots than this over the weekend. For me.
Okay. Difference of opinion.
I think I'd agree with that. I'm not steaming into Ilite Tom, so I just do think he is the most likely winner. But I do agree, Joel. And you are right. Willies haven't exactly fully come into their own yet, have they? Backing Ilite Tom's back here at the end of the year, you'd be all over probably. But he might take a race or two. Saying that, he hasn't been beaten a few years, so good race.
All about opinions. That's why I love it. See, don't need a big field to have a difference of opinion as well. Looking forward to the Tingle Creek for the Speedsters and the Stayers in the London National as brings proceedings to a close. 7 runners in this one. What's your pick, Frankie?
Gosh, where we're going? Tanganyika, Venetia time. Yes, I think so. Yeah, not just because you might get a bit of soft ground, but more so just the way this horse progressed last year. I love those horses of Venetia. It's textbook, isn't it? But they don't do loads over hurdles. As soon as they go chasing, they go from sort of a 120 up through the ranks, winning or coming second and third. And Tanganyika's done exactly that. I think it went from 121 to sort of 140. I think it was at the start of this year through Feb and March, and then decent enough on comeback to probably set up for this. So all aboard Venetia time, baby.
Okay, Joel, are you thinking it's Venetia time? 5th of December. It's about right.
No, I'm all over. O'Connell was doubly entered for today, being Friday, and tomorrow being Saturday. A really decent eye-catching third at Carlisle last month. What's the stats on Joel Parkinson and Sue Smith? It must
unbelievable.
Be outrageous. I was hovering, trying to back this when it was doubly entered, and I didn't. And I think 11-4 is about the right price. And still has Venetia had 2 winners since this year?
Yeah. Halo at Peterborough and Alcedo at Newcastle last week,
Yeah, that was it. So I thought O'Connell, and it's still not a bad price, 11-4. I thought this was close to nap material this weekend.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of O'Connell. He was impressive here, wasn't he? Back in February, is it the Masters, and then just a second in the Ida, which I think was a couple of weeks later by that knocking over, which looked like it just joined in. So then it's an eye-catching third. Yeah, I'm all over O'Connell myself. Big fan of the team. Are absolutely flying. So that's Sandown done with. Let's move across to Aintree then, shall we? Which starts, interestingly, with a little juvenile hurdle. 7 runners, as you mentioned. You've got Russell Sullivan bring one over from Ireland. The Skeltons represented. Paul Nichols, Donald McCain at his local track. Ollie Greenhill as well. Only 7, but some nice types in here, Joel.
Yeah, some nice types. I'm not sure why this is on the TV this weekend. It's not. It doesn't really scream of television race, does it?
It is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, they've got the Skelton horse, which is off the flat with Johnny Murter. That's been nicely backed. I did look at how do you pronounce it? Is it BB Muzz?
Yeah, we'll go with that. By Moose.
Yeah, Ross O'Sullivan was third to. I did generally hear somebody call the horse Mango Trout. Third to Mange 2. That's come out. Obviously, won a Group 3 Fairy out since. And I thought, as a price play, I don't know what price we are looking at now. Maybe 4 or 5 to 1, something like that. It's a race that I wouldn't get massively involved with. I'd quite like to watch the Skelton horse with Tristan Durrell, who is really riding really well at the minute. But again, if it was a tenner free bet you gave me, I'd go for the Ross O'Sullivan horse, the BB Mums.
Okay, let's look at what it is. Is it a quarry in France, maybe? Historical site? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway.
No waffling. No waffling.
Frankie?
I'm going to go with the Skeltons just on the basis that they just seem to be improving every horse they get their hands on by about £20. So one that was rated 86 on the flat coming over from Johnny Murter and them getting him right over hurdles. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes well. And as Joel said, Tristan Durrell riding well as well. So Edilac for me.
Okay, yeah, the only debutant in the field. Right, got a special offer on the Beach Chase this weekend. If you finish second, you get your money back up to £10. So that's an offer to bear in mind when it comes to the big fences, the Grand National fences for the beach at 3.25 miles. A belter, boys. Got Mr. Vango, of course, a Midlands National winner, won the Sandown race, London National last year. We've got Bioluminescence, real intriguing runner for Gavin Cromwell coming over. Monbeg Genius making his seasonal return as well. Bill Baxter, of course, a regular and a winner over these fences. White Rhino as well. Galli de la Toe. Valdance, last year's Welsh National winner, only 13. An absolute brilliant beacher chase this year, Frankie.
Yeah, it's class. And our offer actually plays right into my selection. So I'm going to tell you what I'm betting and how I'd bet them. Excello, I think you take advantage of the money back if second, because for some reason, I don't know if he's quite got the concentration to win a race, although he does love these fences. He has been banging the mix here last time. And if it wasn't for making a mess of the second last, was it, or the last at the Aintree Festival, he would have been banged there as well. I just wonder, they had the big cheap piece on him last time, and I just wondered, can he actually win a race, or is he a sort of a seconditis, a place type horse? So I'd back him to win with the hope that he does. But if he comes second, which could be likely, you get your money back. And then I think Gallia de la Toe is a right each way bet as well. She was 8th actually in the national, I know, by about 20 odd lengths, but carrying a fair bit more weight than this. Her marks come right the way down. She is getting older. Maybe her marks coming down because she's not as talented as she was. But you've only got to put in one big one, and the Skeltons are good at getting it right, aren't they, at the moment? So she'd be my each way bet.
Okay, a couple against the field for Frankie. Joel?
I got it down to 3. Mr. Vango, obviously, off 152, maybe a little high. White Rhino was 9th in the Grand Sefton.
He'll prefer this trip, though, won't he?
You are?
He'll prefer this trip.
Well, yeah, I don't think Charlie Deutsch was on that day. I think he was just after a few quid to pay some bills, as opposed to, because Velicia's not running anything, a couple £100 to stay out the back. So he was 9th. He did get hampered. It was pretty awful, I'll be honest with you. Was it Sean Bowen, wasn't it? Sean Bowen rode it last time. Yeah, that was right.
Did, yeah.
No, Val Dancer was ridden by Charlie Deutsch last time. This is what I'm going for. Welsh national winner. Loves to pop up at a price. And I thought in a wide open, around 14-1, wide open running this year, I got it down to 3, but Val Dancer each way for me.
Okay then. And it's a good race to finish off as well on Merseyside. And earlier you finished 3:15, 2.5 mile handicap hurdle. Some real nice types in this as well, Joel.
Yeah. Can I have the nap of the weekend, by the way, that if Ed Chamberlain's on TV tomorrow, he will, I'm calling it now, he will say something around about rubber ball. Will it bounce back from his poor run at Cheltenham? I'm calling it now. It's got Ed Chamberlain written all over this one, and you'll see him smirking away. You like that one, don't you? I'm jumping on the Skelton Crania. Is it worth having a little lucky 63 on between us?
I was thinking that, honestly, yeah. When I was going through the card, I thought they've got enough chances across, the ITV races that we've looked at. And, plenty of them each way bets as well. You sort of have an each way lucky 63. I'd say you might be in some money anyway.
Yeah, Sunray Shadow for Dan Skelton and Tristan Durrell, who we talked about earlier on, is second to 3 off. Won a maiden hurdle here at Aintree last October, I think it was, or the October before. Hung left under pressure, but it did it really, really well. I was pretty impressed. And at around 10-1 for a Skelton horse on a Saturday in something as not massively competitive as this. Look, Rambo T, one of my favourites, pops up when it wants. But it pops up when I never back it. So I'm at Skelton this time, Sunray Shadow.
Okay, are you sticking with him as well, Frankie? The Skelton's at the bottom there?
I'm not. I'm finishing where I started. Finishing where I started with Sean Byrne and Rambo T. I think he's just a horse
James
that's
Byrne.
thought. Sorry? James
James.
Byrne, sorry. James Byrne and Rambo T.
All in
Sean
two
Byrne will
places at
be
once.
other end of the country. James Byrne and Rambo T.
It
He's just.
could be.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Just one of those sort of tough handicappers, isn't he? I think he might just grit it out again. Probably not finished with winning races yet. And yeah, a team that I love backing. I think across 8 races, I've backed 2 trainers, haven't I?
I think so. Pretty much Ollie Murphy and Dan Skelton, yeah.
Yeah.
40 in Warwickshire this weekend if we have the clean sweep between them.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Best bet. You've got to pick between them, though. What's your best bet of the weekend?
Ironically, probably the only one I've just realised, but I'm going to go for Cobden and Nichols and Affadil in that speedy handicap hurdle. Just thinks carrying such little weight.
Joel?
Right down the bottom.
Does Frankie realise it does say 10-1, not 10-11? All right. London National 3:35. O'Connell. Really strong this weekekend. Really strong.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Right, 8 races covered. Hopefully put in the right direction of a few winners. Don't forget the Road to Cheltenham recording on Monday as well. We'll look back on the action. Of course, the Tingle Creek will have a big bearing on the Queen Mother Champion Chase at the festival. Best of luck whether you're backing this week. Don't forget our special offer on the Beecher Chase. Money back up to a tenner if your horse finishes second over the Grand National Fences this weekend. Hopefully Joel can go and sober up and feel better for us on Monday, and we'll see you then.